and they'll be off in just a minute. But what do you think about this Rug deck?
I think it's awesome. Just having both Snapcaster Mage in your deck along with big green creatures is something that people have been trying to do for a long time, and this is really the only one I've seen that does it reasonably well. Like, flashing back Farseek is pretty cool.
Yeah, only 3 copies of Farseek, which is kind of unique.
Yeah,
but I guess he wants to fit everything in. He's got 3 copies of Izzet-Charm, 3 copies of Farseek, 3 copies of Think Twice.
He also doesn't have any 5-drops or more in his deck, which really helps.
Yeah, definitely. Now, one thing that I noticed about this deck, it seems like he's got a terrible matchup against Bant Hexproof. You know, when you don't have access to Far and Away, you don't have access to Liliana.
Yeah, he's drawing dead, pretty much.
Yeah.
He's casting 4 mana 4/4s, and then he's dead.
Yeah, exactly. But for this match, it's a bit better there. He does have Pillar of Flame for the Voice of Resurgence. He does have Pillar of Flame, which he did cast on the Doom Traveler. So having removal against the Junk Aristocrats is definitely different than having certain removal against Bant Hexproof.
Right, and you know, it's a really good choice for this tournament because there's so little bit Hexproof here. I'm not sure why.
I'm surprised.
It was one of the best performing decks last week in Miami, but I guess us Northeasterners, we just don't like the Bant.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have exception that Bant Hexproof is like a lucky deck. You know, whatever your draw is, that's what happens. But I think there's a lot more skill to it than people think.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so Bonde follows up after the attack with a Lingering Souls. He'll get 2 Spirit tokens. And I think Jesse's best play here is probably just the Huntmaster, I would say.
Yeah, something to hold the ground, make sure the Voice can't attack.
Well, he just draws that Kiss of Wolfram right off the top, plays it. I do see a couple of pin cards. What do you call those? Checklist cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are those? That's not Garrick, is it?
No, it's the Huntmasters.
The Huntmaster.
Yeah.
Right.
So he could have played Huntmaster. Instead, he wanted to go Snapcaster, flash that Pillar of Flame back. What do you think about that line of play?
I always like to use all my mana.
So you'd rather drop the Huntmaster there?
I think so. Yeah, something to hold off. The Voice, I mean, he takes the same amount of damage either way, but at least he gets a clock with the Huntmaster.
Another thing I noticed is that the Lingering Souls is really good against Jesse. You know, Jesse doesn't have access to, say, something like a Thundermaw Hellkite, where he can just kind of clear the way. He does have Rolling Trembler in his board, but that's non-flyers.
Right, and you know, the Hellkite, he can't really support it with his mana base, I don't think. But,
I mean, in this format, you could pretty much support anything, but
you might have to play a mountain or 2, but it seems worth it because these Lingering Souls, I don't know what he can do about them.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, so the Garrick takes out Snapcaster Mage. It will flip, so next turn he can either search up something good like an Opposite Dot, or he could just make the tokens, which we've seen a lot more of. He might just want to make a token, then search out Voice, make a token, search out Voice, and kind of do a chain like that.
Yeah, the Voices seem very good against Jesse. He really only has Pillar of Flames.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
So he ends up burning Michael, redirecting it to the Garrick, and there's a Farseek. Dude, you know what I really like? A lot of these players have been playing with the FNM promo, with game day promos, which is sometimes tricky for us. We're like, hey, what is that card? You know, because we're so used to regular Farseek. But it's cool that, like you said before, the DCI, which is the coast, is actually making a lot of foils that people actually want and they want to play with.
Right, Pillar of Flames, Searing Spears, Farseeks.
Sure, yeah. All right, so Jesse will shuffle his deck here. I'm pretty impressed with Michael Bonde's play so far. Yeah, he is 6-0. It seems like he knows how to maneuver around with Junk Aristocrats, which is a difficult deck. The board gets very cluttered. There's lots of decisions. There's lots of small interactions, and there's lots of sequencing as well.
Yeah, he's a great player. You know, we really don't see some of these really good European players that often because their Grand Prix are so large, and you know, these guys don't play in too many Star City Opens.
Sure, yeah.
Great player from Denmark.
All right, so there's a Voice, and then he'll swing in, and I think he's just going to flash back that Lingering Souls.
Yeah, just a lot of pressure. He's probably not sure what Jesse Williams is doing.
All right, it said Cartel Aristocrat. That's fine. I guess maybe he's worried about Thundermaw Hellkite. He probably doesn't know what Jesse's playing.
No, and that's some great protection against Hellkite. It's also great protection against Bonfire.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. I mean, if Bonfire happens...
A lot of different cards.
Yeah. You know what would be pretty nice in Jesse Williams' sideboard is a Static Caster.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be that bad, right? Especially that he has Ralzarek. Ralzarek is a Static Caster. It's a nice little combo. Shoot something, untap the Static Caster, shoot it again.
Yeah, and he could even play some Nightshade Peddlers in the board too if that comes back into favor, if that combo is good.
Yeah, for the short times left. Yep. All right, so there's a Huntmaster. Along with the Wolf, Jesse will gain 2 life. He'll have Hinterland Harbor and Steam Vents open.
Right, possibly representing an Izzet-Charm.
Yeah, Izzet-Charm. just maybe a think twice. Michael's got to really think, hey, maybe does he have a syncopate? He might not want to tap down to nothing. So there's always a lot to think about. I think the one thing that Michael wants to do immediately before combat is just get rid of that Huntmaster. I think that's the number one thing on his list.
Yeah, if he can, that would be great.
I think he wants to go Doom Traveler, give my Cartel Aristocrat Pro Green, smoke the Huntmaster. I think that's definitely a decent line.
Yeah, and it looks like that's exactly what he's doing. He's going to get a 1/1 flyer from that Doom Traveler, enable Morbid on the Tragic Slip.
Okay.
And for 1 mana, he's going to be able to take out the Huntmaster.
Yeah. I guess you could do it after, just to see if Jesse's going to do anything here.
Right. Give your opponent the chance to make a mistake so that, oh wow, he doesn't do it.
Yeah, interesting.
Looks like he just wanted to get in 2 damage with that Cartel, and more importantly, make the 1/1 flyer.
I guess maybe what Michael's line of play is he's like, okay, maybe I'll pass a turn and maybe I'll show Jesse that I don't have anything, so he doesn't cast anything thinking that his Huntmaster is going to flip, but in reality, it's not going to flip.
Right.
You know, so.
It's also really great because Michael doesn't know it's in Jesse's deck. I mean, we can see Jesse's deck to see that he has no creatures bigger than 4/4.
Sure.
But Michael doesn't know that.
Yeah. So it looks like Jesse started to tap some lands. I guess maybe he doesn't care about trying to flip that Huntmaster.
Yeah,
right.
He might have something better to do with Thragtusk.
Oh, wow. Wolfir Silverheart. What do you want to pair that with? The Wolf or the Huntmaster?
Probably the Wolf, just to protect it. You want to keep your Huntmaster around.
Sure. And this is pretty nice because he has exactly enough mana where if Michael Bonde wants to chump block, so to speak, he could activate Keswick Wolf Run for 0, just give it trample for some points of damage.
Right now, he doesn't know what's going to happen. Michael's going to go for the chump block. Jesse's going to give it trample.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys noticed this, but if anybody ever plays poker or anybody's into, some small tells, he kind of threw the Voice of Resurgent there, kind of like, I'll throw it there.
I guess I'll chump.
Yeah, I don't have anything, but we all know that the Tragic Slip is going to happen. So small things like that, I feel a lot of players do to try to give off a reverse tell, I would say.
Oh, yeah, it's classic. Weak means strong, and strong means
exactly.
weak.
Yep. All right, so Think Twice gets flashed back, and end of turn, there's that Tragic Slip.
Yep, it's going to shrink Jesse Williams' army by 8 points of power.
And that Wolf's going to die because remember that the Voice of Resurgent put 2 points of damage on that Wolf. Oh, wow. That was a nice draw.
Boom.
There's an Obzidad, and Jesse's in big trouble here.
Yeah, Michael Bonde's board just keeps growing.
Yeah, I mean,
Jesse
it was
Williams
looking bad already.
shrinking.
I was actually looking at Uzak. I was like, took my eyes away from the camera for 1 second. All of a sudden, boom, Obzidad's in play.
The man himself, the ghost himself, Obzidat.
Yeah,
so unbeatable.
I still want to know if anybody. I'm sure Brad wrote a bunch of articles about this. He really, put a lot of work into Junk Aristocrats. Why is there only 1 copy of Obzidat? Is it because you have Garrick, you go search for it? But it's just such a good card that I would like to see 2 main deck copies. Sure, there's 1 in the main, 1 on the board, but I don't know. I'm just a big fan of it. I think you have enough lands to actually cast everything as well.
Yeah, I don't think that there are enough Supreme Verdict decks in the format right now to really warrant 2 main deck.
Yeah.
Maybe when Supreme Verdict gets more popular.
Maybe. I mean, you are playing 25 lands in most Junk Aristocrats deck, right? So you're able to actually cast it.
Right.
Yeah. So all right. So that was a pretty quick game. Michael just takes a 1-0 game lead against Jesse. Jesse's gonna go to his sideboard, but he's not really gonna find too much. He's gonna see 2 extra Pillar of Flames. He's gonna be happy with that, right?
Yeah.
Dissipate, no way. Ground Seal doesn't do anything. He's got 4 copies of Ground Seal. Garrick Relentless, he's gonna have to bring in Garrick Relentless to fight Michael Bonde's Garricks.
Right, otherwise the Garricks are just gonna run rampant. Jesse Williams has no real evasion. Let's see, he has, no evasion in his deck, so all of Michael's trump blocks are going to be super effective unless he has one of his 2 Wolf Runs.
Yeah,
so.
Wolf Run is the only evasion type card there.
Right.
Rouserac, do you think he wants to bring in Rouserac in this matchup or no?
It's not pretty, but
I mean,
might be
Rouserac,
his best chance.
Rouserac could fight a Garrick. Like in theory,
okay. That's pretty reasonable.
It could ramp him to something. It could ramp him to like a Wolfir Silverheart.
Garrick is really, really good against Jesse Williams' deck, so I would probably bring in 3 Garrick, 2 Ral, and 2 Pillar.
Yeah, and what about the Roaring Templars? Obviously, they're good against some of the cards and bad against the other.
Yeah.
Against Voice of Resurgent, not that good. Against Lingering Souls, not good.
I think if I'm gonna have 4 pillar in my deck, I don't want any rolling.
Yeah, I mean, even Rolling Tumbler is not very good against something like a Doomed Traveler.
No.
Like, he doesn't care.
Really unimpressive.
Yeah.
Jesse's deck is really weak to flyers, and the Rolling Tumblers don't help that at all.
And the other thing is that I think Michael Bonde is going to board out his Blood Artists.
Oh, yeah.
Because he probably thinks that Jesse Williams is going to have his Static Casters, and he's like, hey, you know, I can't board out my Lingering Souls because I think they're too important. I'll cut the Blood Artist, try to make my deck more meaty, bring in an extra Obsidat, probably bring in the Appetite for Brains, try to hit a Huntmaster, try to hit Garrick, Wolfie or Silverheart, whatnot.
Duress maybe even. He didn't see the Snapcasters. All he saw was like Huntmaster, so Duress is traditionally not that great against this kind of deck, but he has to ask himself the question, what's my opponent's blue for?
Yeah, I mean, he only saw one Snapcaster, I think it was turn 4 when he could have played the Huntmaster. Right. But you're right. You know,
oh, yeah, he did see it.
Yeah. We didn't see 4 copies of Snapcaster. You know, he might say, hey, maybe this guy's playing 2 copies of Snapcaster. You know, he obviously doesn't have Restoration Angel, so if you're not really abusing Snapcaster Mage with Restoration Angel, then there's a good chance you're only playing 1 or 2 copies.
Right. So would you board in these Duresses here?
I think I would probably board in Duress. I guess any blue-based deck like this where, you know, they're going to have removal cards, they're going to have maybe some card draw, I think Duress is fine. I think either Duress or Appetite for Brains you would want to bring in. Maybe you don't want to bring in 2 of each because you don't want to really dilute the deck of Junk Aristocrats. Because Junk Aristocrats individual cards aren't very powerful, you don't want to dilute the deck. You want the synergy to be there.
Yeah, I definitely like that. I would never want 4 discard spells in my Junk Aristocrats deck plus sideboard, except in a really specific matchup, maybe versus Blue-White Flash.
Yeah. So listen, we have a Batman fan in the back, wearing that Batman shirt, taking pictures of the feature match. He's excited. Maybe it's his friend playing, you know?
Yeah. It seems like it.
So if you guys couldn't make it out to this event, you guys should check out the SCG Open in Richmond. 2 weeks away, day 1 is going to be a Team Sealed event. We asked Felicia Day to team with us. She hasn't tweeted back to us. We'll see what happens. Sunday is Standard, and then the week after that is the really important tournament. It's the Star City Invitational in Somerset, New Jersey, where they're doing the Mythic Madness.
That's right.
You know, last time in Charlotte, I got nothing good in the Gold Rush. I was upset. I'm coming for the Mythic Madness this time. I think I got a foil. I don't even know what it's called. It's a foil. I think it was an uncommon, so I was okay with that, where you remove some cards in your opponent's graveyards and you could transmute it.
Wow, this card sounds really unplayable.
It was pretty bad, but I did witness Mike Ward walk over to a booster draft. He's like, can I sign up for this booster draft? They said sure. He wins the booster draft. He gets one of those Gold Rush packets, and he got an Ancestral Recall. And I was really happy for him. I don't know if you know Mike Ward, but yeah.
I think he went to college up in this area. He used to be a pretty good player at our PTQs. He top 8 won one of them, I believe.
Yeah, he's back in North Carolina now. So every time I stream, I actually started to stream now pretty often. Fish of the Week, he's always there, and I'm always telling this story, and he just loves it, you know.
So in case you guys don't know about the Mythic Madness, it's going to be 7 of each Mythic Rare, just like the Gold Rush.
Yep.
And you're going to get one just for signing up for the Standard Open, just for signing up for Legacy, or if you win a side event. So in an 8-man side event, you have a 1 in 8 chance of winning a Mythic Rare.
You were about to say you have a 1 in 8 chance of winning a Jace the Mind Sculptor. That's what you were thinking, right?
Oh yeah.
So we'll see what happens. And then after this round, you're going to take a break. We're going to have a special guest in here. And then the round after that, I'm going to take a break. There's going to be a special guest with you. Then we're going to have the final round, and then top 8, and boom, we're giving away some premium.
That's right. 3 months of Star City Games premium for the top 8. So make sure you stick around until then.
Perfect. All right, so they're off to the races. Jesse with his second land drop. No Farseek, maybe a Think Twice, maybe it is a Charm. Well, whatever it is, he wants to respond. Yeah, he tapped his lands quick. Ooh, it's Syncopate.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best one to respond with.
Great answer to the voice.
Definitely.
Voice not quite in play yet, so.
Oh, and now he goes to Pillared. Oh, well, he had a Pillar. Interesting. That is interesting. I don't think I would have Syncopated it.
The Pillar is really valuable in this matchup. I think the Pillar is more valuable than a Syncopate.
Really? Oh, so he did leave in the Blood Artist. Do you think it was foolish to say he might cut the Blood Artist?
If he feared Staticaster, he should have. And I don't know how good Blood Artist is in this matchup.
I think Michael Bonde fears nothing.
Yeah, that might be accurate.
Yeah. He's from Scandinavia area.
Yeah, he was in the military.
Yeah, I fear nothing. You know? Just
that was like almost his accent.
Yeah, kind of. It's like, I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. I play Junk Aristocrats. Do you not like my accent?
it's better than my accent.
Okay. All right.
I mean, when I do my Evan Irwin accent, it's like way worse than that. So.
Okay. All right. That's fair. All right. So there's a good shot of Michael. He's contemplating his plays. He's thinking, you know, I'm up a game. I'm 6-0. I just want to take my time, think out everything. I'm so close to top 8.
Yeah.
And there he goes with Garrick.
Yeah. See, now if Jesse had just kept the syncopate, used the pillar,
Yeah,
he would have
everything would have.
syncopated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm kind of surprised with. I think again, it comes down to sequencing. It's come down to what's valuable. Ooh, okay. Huntmaster's drawn. That's like okay, but if you play Huntmaster, it's prized to get shot down, right?
Yeah, most likely. I think he has one Huntmaster and one Garrick in his hand. Those are the 2 checklists. So they might both be Huntmaster. I'm not
He
sure.
just passes a turn. Does he have a Yeva?
Maybe. Jesse is playing really close to the chest here. Very hard to tell what he has.
Yeah. Well, not so close to the chest, but the way he's holding his cards is pretty difficult.
Really vertical. He has great posture.
Yeah. Okay, there is a Yeva.
You called it, the Yeva.
That's kind of interesting. Let's see. You think Michael Bonde like had no clue he was playing Yeva?
I don't think he suspected Yeva at all.
Yeah.
No.
It's
How
something.
can you?
Yeah. I think he has the tragic slip, the Yeva now.
Yeah, I mean, you can't play around Yeva. I cut that card from my cube. Like, it's just
did
not.
you? Okay, yeah. Oh, there's an appetite.
Okay.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Maybe
Post-combat
yeah,
appetite.
post-combat.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe Michael Bonde's thinking, you know what? Maybe I should have appetited first.
Yeah, he won't make that mistake again for game 3.
Yeah, or maybe if these guys play in the top 8.
Yep.
Because
that
with
too.
both these records, it's a possibility.
Yep. So it looks like that's one of the 2 Huntmasters.
Yep.
So Jesse Williams left with Snapcaster, Huntmaster, Pillar of Flame. And Michael looks like Blood Artist, Obsidian, Tragic Slip.
Yeah, so Tragic Slip's definitely going to get played here, especially after seeing Jesse Williams' hand.
Right. No big creatures, no good targets for the slip except that Yeva.
Yeah. All right, so Garrett goes to work, and what did he draw here?
Farseek, I think.
Oh, Farseek. I thought it was another Yeva. It looked green, so I kind of got excited.
So if you're Jesse here, do you Pillar, Snapcaster, Pillar just to get that Garrick off the board?
I don't know. The Garrick is really problematic.
Because look at that Township, too, on Michael's side of the board. I think he has to.
Yeah.
Wow,
These are the Farseek? I don't think Farseek does anything
No,
here.
I believe this Garrick is just going to run away with the game here.
Yeah, it might. We'll see what type of draws Jesse pulls here. He goes up to get a Stomping Ground. It would be nice if Jesse had a big trump card.
Right.
Maybe like 1 Aetherling.
Maybe 1 Bonfire, 2 Bonfires, something like that,
you know,
even.
It's not, I mean, Aetherling's not a green creature. You can't flash it in, but I don't know. I like Aetherling a lot.
Yeah, I mean, 1 Aetherling makes most blue decks better. It seems like it. Just 1 super powerful card that can get you out of most any situation.
Yeah. All right. So Michael draws. Not sure what that was, but he immediately makes a beast, and he smashes in for 2.
Drop Jesse Williams to 18.
Oh, that was an Obsidian. I thought it was an Obsidian. Yeah, just
Huge.
such great draws.
So Jesse down to 16.
And
Michael,
again, he
22.
could have had the Syncopate here.
Yeah, he could
Remember,
have.
because of the whole pillar scenario.
Just really, really interesting.
Ooh, turn and burn, that's something. Obsidian comes into play. Just turn and burn it on the upkeep. Get rid of it.
Yeah, before the Township makes it out of reach, before the Township can activate twice.
Yeah. If the Township goes up 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah. But it is looking rough for Jesse here. There's a shot at Jesse. He's thinking, he just asked cards in hand, and then I think he said, pass the turn. And I'm reading lips like crazy. If anybody's, knows anybody in the CIA, put in a good word for me. I could read lips, but only if they play Magic.
Yeah, I'm not sure they hire Magic players there.
No? Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't know how many enemy countries, high leaders just play Magic all day.
Well, you could call your resume turn, burn after reading.
All right.
I
I missed that joke there, Zach.
Yeah, it wasn't very
Producers
funny anyway.
are shaking their head.
It's not funny anyway, don't worry.
All right, so turn and burn on the Obsidian. That's going to resolve. Look how good Garrick is. Garrick was like a sleeper card for a long time. Did Garrick like skyrocket in price?
I don't know. I know
I
that
feel like
Garrick,
it should. Let's see.
I think this Garrick is still going to rule standard. I'm going to disagree with you on saying that the 6-mana Garrick is going to be the best one. This one is just so powerful.
The 4-mana Garrick is only $10. I feel like it's I don't know.
It's really good.
Yeah, it just shows all our matches so far, Garrick has been the key player.
Yeah, Garrick is really well positioned right now in standard.
All right, so Michael's just exploded right here.
Yeah,
He's
huge
like,
turn.
Wolf, Garrick, voice.
And a Varl. So
yeah,
he has the regeneration, he has the scavenge if he needs it. Scavenge with Obzidon is a pretty big game.
Yeah, it is. That's another reason why let's play a second Obzidon, right? Get +5/+5 on my Lingering Souls token.
Yeah, that seems not too bad.
Do you think Michael sided out some of the Lingering Souls maybe?
We haven't seen one.
Because Blood Artist is bad against is a static caster, whereas Lingering Souls is bad against is a static caster and Thundermaw Hellkite. So maybe he trimmed on Lingering Souls?
That seems pretty crazy. I have boarded out Lingering Souls before, but I don't know. It's just so good, and so good in this deck especially.
Yeah, definitely.
I bet he just hasn't drawn any yet.
All right. So I think Jesse's just thinking, what am I doing?
Where am I right now?
Yeah, where am I?
How don't I have any creatures in play?
Am I still in this tournament? I was just 5-0-1, and now I'm facing it on all this stuff. All right, so he ends up taking out the Garrick, flipping it to the Garrick Cursed Veiled.
Yeah, interesting play.
I mean, taking out Garrick Relentless, but turning into the Cursed Veil is
not great.
Yeah, I don't know.
And if Jesse took my line from a few turns ago when there was only one wolf in play of Pillar, Snapcaster Pillar, it would be in much better shape.
Yeah, it is difficult. Like I said it before, I'll say it again. Junk Aristocrat is one of the most difficult decks to pilot and to play against. There's so much stuff on the board. It's crazy. All right, so he's going to sacrifice this right now, I think.
Yep, Garrick the Veil Curse to the graveyard. Voice to the graveyard, Elemental into play, and you know what? If Jesse wanted to be a
Blood Artist
here, Jesse could say you didn't announce your Elemental token, and you don't get it. But
he probably did. We just can't hear it.
Yeah, it might be that too.
All right, so there's the Blood Artist. There's the Blood Artist, and that should be it. 2, 4, 6, 8. He blocks 4 trick. Yeah, so it looks like Jesse needs a 1 mana something. A 1 mana Pillar of Flame.
Ooh, quicken into Pillar of Flame.
With split second here, I believe. So it looks like Michael Bonde might move on to 7-0. He's just 1 match away from top 8.
He is, yeah.
That's crazy.
Michael Bonde steamrolling
there it
this
is. There's the handshake.
7-0. Jesse Williams 5-1-1. Also still alive.
Oh, look at that. He gave us the thumbs up. That's awesome. We love that. You know? Thumbs up. You know, I want to do that move.
Yeah.
I want to give a double thumbs up one day.
The camera's about to be on us.